Alright, welcome everybody. I am Max Dadlift, and this is Live from the Shed, where you've got strength questions and I've got answers. This week there were no new questions per se in the comments on my videos. That said, there was a nice healthy discussion about using straps for the deadlift, so I figured I'd address that. So today we're going to be talking about straps. Are they a crutch or should you use them? Uh, and I'm going to give you the consultant answer right off the bat. It depends. And what it depends on is going to be what are your goals. So if you are, a new lifter learning the movement, if you're, skinny, limp wristed, and need to work on your grip strength, then yes, you should be deadlifting without straps and probably going for the double overhand grip. That's going to help train your grip directly uh, as quickly as possible. Um, Also, if you are a power lifter who's training for competition, like they're not going to allow straps in the competition, you probably should get used to lifting without straps. That said, as you can see from forums, I got pretty big meaty forearms. I'm not going to tell you what exercise I do to do that one. Uh, Gross. But your forearm is a smaller set of muscles than your back, your glutes, and your legs are going to consist of. So it's not really fair to expect your grip strength to progress in the same linear fashion that these larger muscle groups are going to. They just can't produce the same amount of force. They don't have the same leverages. It's, eventually your deadlift is going to stall out as a result of your grip. And like I said, if you're in a competition where straps aren't allowed, then your grip is the weak link. That's what you need to train. That said, if you're doing strongman or you're just looking to get as big of a deadlift as possible, then that's where straps come in. Like by the point that your deadlift is outstripping your grip strength, then you've probably learned the basics. You're probably, sufficiently strong for everyday life on your grip, probably more than average. Your wife is coming to you with pickle jars and she knows they're going to get opened. That's, once you're at that point, you can start talking about straps. And the point is that you don't want your grip to be your limiting factor on the deadlift. You want to continue to provide stimulus for these meat straps right here, your glutes, which are the largest muscle group in your body, your hamstrings, everything that the deadlift is great for developing, they're going to suffer because your little wrists can't keep up. So what you do is you get straps and use them selectively to keep driving that up. And then the way you compensate for that is maybe you do all your warm up sets without straps to build up to it, or you start doing your, the alternating grip. That's one of the ones that's how I learned to deadlift. That's what I used for years. Um, One of the issues with the alternating grip deadlift is it's going to put an it's going to put an uneven load on your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, and your hands. So what that can lead to is imbalances in your shoulders. Not really something I'm worried about, but it's something that happens. People have strained and torn biceps on their supinated arm. And another thing that doesn't get talked about as much, but I've found that directly impacts my deadlift performance is as I go to pull, my supinated hand tends to drift forward due to the muscular tension in the bicep, which is going to move the bar out of that midfoot position, which is detrimental to a good lift. So one of the things I do to dial in my frame rate reduced to improve Oh, okay. Got a notification on my phone. Sorry about that. I thought we were overheating. Um, One of the things that you can do to make sure that your pull is efficient and you're not drifting forward is use those straps. So, is the answer never use straps? No. Is the answer use them all the time? It's also a no. They're a tool, and like any tool, it's going to have a specific application where it works and where it's best used for. Like you can get away with using a wrench for a hammer for a little while, but it's not going to get the job done as well. So that's kind of my thought process on straps. Also, personally, like I'm doing a pulling motion 3 times a week, and hook grip is it hurts my thumb joints. I'm not gonna lie. It starts to carry over to I've got a sedentary desk job. As I'm typing, my thumbs hurt, and I'm a baby, or I can't unlock my phone because my calluses are thrown off. So just inconvenient stuff like that that really shouldn't matter, but they do. What else? Wanted to say thank you for the support we've been getting lately. We've been getting triple, quadruple views on videos this week. So that's great. Dadlift Nation is growing again, which is wonderful. Part of that, though, is, we've got folks coming in who are trolling and tough guys. And I know I don't have to say this for 99% of Dadlift Nation, but just because you're stronger than somebody doesn't mean you're better than them. I'm going to cut this part because you guys don't need to be scolded. You're adults, you know. Um, what else? Yeah, I thought I'd be able to go off the dome quicker or longer. Yeah, that's my take on straps. Little story that I forgot, or just remembered as soon as I hit the record button to turn it off. The first time I ever hit a 500-pound deadlift was in 2017. Yeah, 2017. So it was right before my bachelor party, before I married my wife. Didn't use straps, never used straps in training before that, and that deadlift took everything. I blew up blood vessels in my face. I shit blood the Monday after. Like, that wrecked me. And that led to a period of time where, like, I thought, you know what, I'm strong enough already. And I don't know if the straps were directly responsible for that, but hitting that and struggling so much and just not progressing kind of got me into the, uh, I'm strong enough already. Why do I even need to have a bigger than 500 deadlift? That's something that's come up on this channel a couple times as well. The why do you do it? And that probably cost me 2 or 3 years of progress until I started listening to Rippito again and decided to gain a little weight and just bite the bullet and buy straps and a belt. And that supportive gear has helped me add 85 pounds to my deadlift. And now I'm stronger without the gear than I would have been had I never bought uh, straps or a belt in the first place. So what that is something, it can get you past that plateau so that your baseline gets pulled up with it. So that's something to think about. And I was thinking about it probably because we're approaching our 8-year anniversary of marital bliss. So, Mama Dadlift, I love you. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I know you're not in my target demographic, so the algorithm will probably never show you this video, but if you do see it, thank you. All right, thank you, everybody. Hopefully, you have a great weekend, and we'll catch you next time.